November 4th, 1958. Dear Ed, I got your letter this past Friday, and I'm so sorry not to have answered sooner, but everything just piled up at once and I couldn't get to it. My most humble apologies. My mother and grandmother came down to see my beautiful props the last night of the show. I took my grandmother to it as it was her birthday. I get so amused at her. She is really wonderful. She's a plain country woman that can be best described as the salt of the earth, completely without pretensions, simple but proud, and like most Southern Baptists, narrow-minded. I asked her how old she was, and she wouldn't tell me. I asked her why, and she said it was none of my business, and added that she wouldn't even tell Art Linkletter. She is his #1 fan, so if she wouldn't tell him, I know she wouldn't tell me. It's useless to try. Remember that Tutor England test I told you I thought I flunked? Well, I didn't. I was very happy to receive a B. Surprised the heck out of me. I have been eating at a supper club at the Methodist Church. Not everyone is Methodist by a long shot, but that is where they do the cooking. It's lots of fun and very cheap, 50 cents a meal, and 9 times out of 10 it tastes like it. Tonight it was fine, but heaven helped them last night. They had sukiyaki, a dish which I am sure has killed more Japanese and Koreans than any one thing known to man. It's very informal over there. For instance, we play ping-pong in between courses. We have our own set of rules. If the ball hits the table, you lose. It's that kind of game. Funny thing, but I seem to know the very same Marine on Crete that you do, although I hardly know him as such a tan. Very nice guy, don't you think? As you've probably guessed, the play is over and I'm just loafing. My mother whisked me home right after it was through. I think that she wanted to make sure that I got a good night's sleep for change. Surviving on 4 or 5 hours sleep over a period of time is no joking matter for me. I came down with the most beautiful cold you have ever seen, but got well in short order. While home, we discussed going to Texas over the Christmas vacation, and it looks like we might do it. I have an uncle down there, and my grandmother is very anxious to see her great-granddaughter. We are talking about driving, and if we do, it should be a panic, because neither Mama or I read maps. Mama usually gets some friend to write out directions to her destination, and if she has to take a map, she won't go. But even this isn't foolproof. You remember that trip we took to Blacksburg? Well, somebody wrote directions, so we got there okay. But coming back, I asked if she still had them, and she said no, that she had thrown them out as she didn't think she could read them in reverse. Now that the show is over, I feel at loose ends. I might get a job to have something to fill up time. I now have a roommate. It's a cockroach that I swear is 2 inches long. I've been trying to find someone to kill it, but no luck. Being as how I have no intention of doing the job myself, I guess it will just have to stay here. I hope the room proves big enough for both of us. A record called Wanderin' with Eddie Arnold is now playing. It's mostly simple songs, folk, and I think you would like it as you are interested in the guitar. My sorority sister has been working like mad on a float, as homecoming is this next weekend. It's one of those big football weekends that you were talking about, and I agree with you that they are a lot of fun. However, when you spend hours in the cold stuffing chicken wire with toilet paper, it can be rather difficult to remember that you are having fun. Connie. P.S. I hope that the length of this letter will make up for the delay.